Hola, hola. It's your girl Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, there is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome, and I am here to remind you. I'm a confidence coach, and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. My darling, I am so happy to welcome you. Today is a very special episode because I am interviewing and speaking to my first ever coach / soul sister from another mister, Miss Tanja. Man, I cannot wait for you to meet her and hear about her and our work together and how we met, how we fell in love, all of the stories as to how your girl Erica over here got started in coaching and working on my shit. Tanja is somebody who has always and still continues to inspire me. She influenced so much of my work and how I was. She introduced me to the work. She introduced me to the spiritual woo-woo, chakra, fucking shamanic, all the things. She is still a dear friend, a soul sister, godmother to my firstborn child. She was Hamish's, my husband's first mentor. She is just amazing, hilarious, beautiful soul. I am so honored to introduce you to her today. If you want to find out more about her, she is on Instagram at the Tanja Lee. Tanja is Tanja Lee, Lee. Without further ado, welcome Miss Tanja to the podcast. I hope you love this episode. Tell you that when everybody hears the story about how I started working on myself and I met a mentor, this is the mentor that I met. This is the witch that I met. And I was like, hey, what are you doing, black magic woman?
I know you used to think you needed a crucifix to have sessions with me.
Yep, I was praying to
and
the
garlic
whatever,
necklaces.
Santa Maria. So she's super important in my life. I'm going to let her intro herself, Miss Tanja, but there's really not a way to explain how grateful, how amazing, how much she's changed my life, how she's impacted my whole everything, like how I show up. I mean, if I was percentages of people, you are definitely in the percentages, like forever and ever. And so she literally got our firstborn child because that's what I felt like I needed to give her as a thank you. I'm like, how do we thank you? Means the world to me. One of my biggest mentors, my biggest teachers, first ever, popped the cherry, boop, as she says. Yeah, it's true. And popped the cherry of not only coaching, but spirituality. And till this day is the only person that we've met that is like, and Hamish and I still talk about it, that is very spiritual woo-woo, but at the end we'll be like, what did you get? What are your actions?
What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, here's the 4 things and the
By
book
when?
and the thing. Yeah, like
Practical magic.
Yes, practicalmagic.com.au taken by you. Like nobody has that still. Like we haven't met. They're very airy-fairy or too practical and not spirit. And so with a massive further ado, tell everybody about you.
I love
where you came from, who you are, how we met. It's a love affair.
I love you. Well, thank you, sister. I love you right back. And I want to just begin by acknowledging you that are listening, because I just want to say, man, woman, you are making a wise choice by tuning in to this soul who turns herself inside out in service of you, fulfilling your potential. So that's what's present, and I want to begin by just thank you for listening, thank you for tuning in, thank you for writing your reviews, thank you for fueling this woman's mission and purpose. Thank you to all the sisters from other misters that have signed up to the hood and have signed up for their second year. And thank you for your unbelievable service, Erica, and what you've created, this pink cloud of gorgeousness that's infiltrating the vulvas of women all over the world in all the best ways. Oh, yeah. So, look, you know me, I am a perfectly imperfect, consistent work in progress. That's the final sentence on my speaker intro bio. That's how I see myself. I'm just as you have said probably in your podcast, a spirit having a human experience. And like you, here to just really clear, here to use my energy and my lessons and blessings from previous teachers to pass on and illuminate the path of others fulfilled in their lives as I fulfill myself. My favorite quote is Gandhi's, "Be the change you want to see in the world," and we must become what we desire to see. It doesn't happen outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
So practically I'm a mama. I'm 47, two teenage daughters.
Yes, teenagers.
Yeah, and running my own business, leadership mindset coaching. Yeah. Here I am with the pink wall and the big silver microphone.
It's like a bit of a dildo, this microphone.
His name is Roger. I've got a black one.
Oh, do you? I want a black one.
His name is, actually, no, my duster on my whiteboard is Roger. And when
I
people
need a
want to
black one.
remove the past of who they are, go meet my mate Roger. He's my business partner. He erases the shit you created for yourself ages ago.
Listen, she is a whiteboard ninja as well. If we could whiteboard our asses as we speak to you. Obsessed. Oh my gosh. So I think you need to tell the story of...
No, I want to hear you tell the story.
The Hamish one before me.
Okay.
Okay,
all
so
right.
quickly, this lady and Hamish, this amazing witch over here and Hamish... How do we say it? Like Hamish says, we manifested this, but I feel like Tanja manifested
you,
Hamish, and I, and this, and it's crazy, but it's, yes.
Hamish was a referral from a client I did an intuitive reading for many years ago when I had a practice with a couple of other practitioners called The Nest. I forgot, we've got the phone here too.
We got video, we got podcast, we're doing it all. We're crying, we're laughing.
And
yes.
So I used to have a practice where I was doing intuitive readings and shamanic healings full time, and we had a massage therapist and a transpersonal art therapist, counselor and art therapist. And then I get this booking from this Hamish guy, opened up the door, and he was like a foot away from stepping in dog shit before entering the entrance. I'm like, great, this guy's he's already doing the work. He's already clearing his shit. And like that night, I was starting a 3-month intuitive training program. That night, wow. And I said to him, he had a great session, and he said, I just was told I need to come and see you. He had a great session. I said, look, I'm really clear. There's a spot here tonight for you if you want to come and learn about how to elevate and activate your intuitive intelligence, how to connect to the voice of your soul and quieten down the scream of the ego that sabotages you, fulfilling on the heart of who you are and fulfilling on the contract you're here to complete. And he's like, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in for that.
I am
amazing.
in. Wow. And then he like, it's funny, even now after years and years of leading and coaching and training, I'm mindful of saying student because I am a student, and though I could call myself a teacher, but for me, I prefer student. And however, Hamish used to call himself my student, which it was a beautiful thing to be held in that way.
Totally was,
you know,
totally.
So he jumped in, he did the intuitive training, and then we started some private one-on-one coaching, and that's when the Erica from America cauldron was stirred, and we did a process called the Land of Plenty. It's a Native American shamanic visioning experience where you tune into the landscape of your heart and soul, and you download the themes of your life. And I will never forget downloading you. It was like he still has a copy. I've said to him year after year, please find it and read it to your wife, because it was literally, what's that show where they make that woman? Weird Science.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
It was like that. We literally created you, and I think 2 weeks later he rings me from Bondi Beach going, holy, you say... Right?
Yeah,
holy fuck, just checking. We speak French fluently.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, I've seen her. He was sitting on the bench at Bondi Beach. He had a vision of you and 2 little mocha-locka chocolate kids running around, and he was in tears. And then came back to Melbourne, and 2 weeks later you guys bumped into each other, and there it was. And I witnessed the whole thing unfold. So kind of, if I could kind of share a lesson for you listening around that is... be careful what you think and say, for you are listening, and do never underestimate the power of your visualization, because I know Erica talks about this too, and as our people that we love and appreciate, like Dr. Joe Dispenza, you know, really, and Abraham Hicks, what you visualize, you materialize. I haven't seen it happen as this. You were like, I'm coming down.
Here we go.
I want the world to know. Get to let it show. There she is. Bam.
Yeah. Hey, Hamish, here you go.
Yeah.
It was so weird. I remember calling the gym and because I have my back injury, and I'm like, yeah, I got this. And I had moved to Melbourne from Sydney, and the guy was like, I'll get the PT manager to call you. And I'm like, American ass, just attitude for days. She goes, Shaniqua, she was angry, and I'm like, okay. And then when Hamish calls me, I'm like, are you the PT manager? He's like, no. And I'm like, well, the PT manager was supposed to call me, not you. You're trying to take a sale, buddy. You know, like full on.
I don't want no apprentice.
Yes. It's like, I don't know who you are, but okay, I'll come and see you. And that was like, not that anybody's counting, but May 8th. It was a Tuesday. And that literally was a week after he got back from, what's it called? And then he thought I was an overweight Spanish lady. I don't know why he got that with my voice. He was like, I thought you were an overweight Spanish lady over the phone.
Oh, God.
Like annoying, overweight, old Spanish woman. I'm like, damn, okay, my voice. Podcast listeners, I am not overweight. Listen to me. Just kidding. It doesn't matter. But he was just like so funny. And then I walked in and he was like, oh, okay. Yes, whatever you would desire.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because he said to me, like, that's the lady from my vision, like the black hair, and she's Spanish, and he like put me in his phone as wifey, like jokingly, and I'm still the wifey, right? But it was so funny because you and him, Tanja and him, you guys knew this like thing, and he said to you, he's like, she's got a boyfriend, but at least I know what I want, and you were like, there's energy there. I remember.
And he was going to not Puerto Rico, Brazil, to do capoeira.
Yeah.
And
4 weeks.
Yeah. And I said, I felt like a little bit of a black ass Cupid pointing the arrows in his black ass to say, like, come on, Nudge, go over there, really.
Let's do this. Yeah. And I remember meeting you, and then, because she was a ballerina, she was just like, she has the best body, like, she's a gymnast. She said she's 40, whatever, but she looks friggin' 20-something. Her body's hot.
I'll take it.
Yes, she's a hot mama. And I was like, wow, she looks great. He's a great trainer. She looks great, although it was all you. And then meeting you and you being like, oh, yeah, hi, I know you are. I know about you. And I was just kind of like, I don't know how.
We didn't even talk. You came up and you just started crying.
Oh, well, when I actually went up and met you, I walked up to you and I just started crying. And then I was like, what do you do? And you were like, well... how do I like she was not trying to sell herself to me at all, like you need a session, you're fucked up, you need to come see me. Like, she was not doing that. So, you know, if someone says that to you, run. But
fast.
She was really like, you were gentle. You weren't like, I do this, or what's your problem, or why are you crying? You were just kind of like, it was so weird, I can't explain it. She just had this like energy of like attracting, and I walked up to her and I felt like I could fall apart. And I was like, at the time, y'all, I was fucking hardcore Puerto Rico, Shaniqua. Don't fuck with me.
I'll take you down.
Yeah, there was
to
no
Georgia
softness.
town.
There was like no softness.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like walking up to this Australian lady, being like, ugh.
Yeah.
And that was like, that was something beyond what my mind could perceive, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is this? I need to go and see her. I think she sees people for stuff. I don't know. And Hamish had kind of told me, but he also didn't sell you like, she's a healer, she's going to help you, blah, blah, blah. So, by the way, I didn't know I was going to see a coach / healer, shamanic, fucking chakra, something, all the things that you did and do. Oh, my gosh.
You were nervous, though.
I was really nervous.
It was first time for any of this sort of stuff.
And that was like, I had run away from America. Gio died. That was the biggest thing. I just went, Pandora's box. I'm going to throw it in the ocean in America. Move to the Australia ocean, and no one's going to know about that, and I can pretend it didn't happen. I'm talking to you out there if you're trying to swipe shit under your rug, girlfriend.
But we have sharks in Australia.
Yes. So the sharks pulled up Pandora's box and said, I got a message for you. And they spit it out.
Message in a bottle. Oh, hey.
Bottle. So, yes. So, So what happened, which was crazy, was I went to see her at the Nest, which is where she was working, which is where she was practicing and where Hamish
used to do his sessions. Yep.
And I remember going in and going like, what the hell am I doing? Because this is a whole nother podcast, but I was not religious. And then when I moved to Sydney, I felt so lonely because I didn't have anybody there, that I went to church, and then I ended up joining Hillsong. And, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that is another podcast.
That is. I was fully churchy, went to, like, Bible study, and I wasn't a church girl my whole life.
Were you just looking for community?
But I'm a cult girl. I like cults, y'all. Just saying. I do. I know, it's crazy. That's a whole nother podcast as well. But anyway, so I'm like, community, people, women.
Tribe.
Yes, tribe. But then all the rules of the church, and I was like, whoa, this doesn't feel good. But I was in a church, so then I meet her, and she's doing, like, energy. I don't know anything about energy, shamanic, none of that shit.
Chakra
spirituality,
healing.
chakra,
Chakra.
And then I walk in, and I'm like, oh, my gosh. And I literally am sitting there, and I'm praying. I'm like, I don't even know how to pray, by the way.
But
and I'm
mind
like,
you,
Jesus, Lord, have
oh,
mercy.
my gosh, wasn't I don't have crushed purple velvet skulls.
No.
Anything, anywhere. It was
course.
just, you weren't.
I just
you
felt like
felt,
it was a spiritual, natural energy place. And I'm like, when you're not a hippie person and you judge the people that do yoga and shit, if you're out there, we're talking to you, and you're like, oh, I don't know about this, like breathing and crystals and energy and chakras shit. But then it's because you're scared and you don't know. And we all fucking have spirit. But it's like, I don't know this and I'm scared. And what I was told was if anybody had any powers, they had to been given the powers by God and the Bibles.
Right.
So if they're not a priest in a church, they can't do any kind of work or magic. Like, magic has to be from the church. And there are like 17 podcasts we just talked about that we're going to have to do later. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and literally like, oh my God, dear Lord, whoever it is, please protect me from this whoever she does.
Playing with your imaginary rosary beads.
Yes. Like, scared.
Sprinkling holy water all over this vampire.
Like, garlic. And, oh my God, I fucking fell apart.
Yeah, you did.
Like, I fell apart into all the mask that I was wearing to keep my hard shell together, that I'm a strong bad bitch from Boston, Puerto Rico, and I'm like, yeah, don't fuck with me. And I like literally sat down, and you went to the thing. She went to the Geo's death thing. Like, that's where we went. We didn't start with like, all right, you had sexual abuse, your dad is, left you. It was like, bang. It was so big, and holy fuck.
Yeah. You did the work though, and you were ready. You were ready to let go. That weight. And look, here's the thing. Here's what I know. If you are tuning in to Erica and her message and her podcasts, you're ready. You are ready to hear the truth of yourself be reflected through her. The reason there's a resonance, there's a tribe that's growing so fast is this woman is willing to be unfiltered, uncensored, unadulterated, just out there in your face. But like, it doesn't matter how it comes out because you can feel it comes from the planet of truth. So you're ready. You were ready. And I just held space for the armor to fall, and that's what it was, the armor. Because, we all have shit happen to us, and here's what I know for sure, Oprah, is it is never what happens to us that defines us. It's what we decide as a result. And you decided time after time after time that you were one strong cookie, but strength disconnects you. Armor disconnects you. And that's why you're doing such great work now, is because the armor's gone and you're palpable and people feel you, and therefore they feel themselves.
I can't believe like how safe and how heard and seen and felt I felt with her, and she was a stranger at the time, right? To go to my biggest, deepest thing and holy shit, that was I'm like going back. I remember.
Did we do energy work there? Was that when you were rolling around on the floor under my chair in tears? That was the chakra healing.
This one you took me to, I think, Geo, or you took me to
that's
the
right.
thing.
You were on the side of the road. You were right there.
Yeah, and then I went to a lake, and then I saw my reflection, and all this shit that, like, listen, when you do this stuff, it's suspend your disbelief, everybody. Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't make sense out of it. There was so much trauma. There was so much stuff. And I was so scared, like some of you out there that are really scared to go there, air quotes, whatever that means. I don't want to go there. And it's like, believe me, it's going there already. You just are pretending it's not there.
There's a hashtag. Hashtag go there. Go there.
Hashtag go there.
The pain is where the victory lies.
Yes. And so it it was so awesome because this was her energy that just attracted me, like just who she was being in the gym, and I didn't know about her. Hamish had told me some stuff that he was doing work with something, but he really didn't tell me much because he's great like that. He doesn't try to be like, you didn't do. That's me. By the way,
he's a bit of a black man of history.
Yes, he is. He's like, nope, I'm going to keep it on the low, and you vibe. And he didn't want to shove it down my throat. But then I was like, can I have thirds and seconds and a buffet of Tanja Lee delicious? And I'm
Can I
like,
just
what
have
else
a
can we do?
VIP, all you can eat.
Yes. And then it was crazy. And then me and Hamish started seeing you, and then we did a lot of work with you and Hamish, like separately and together. And I think for me, and there's still videos on YouTube that we're going to link somewhere so we can watch them, of me being so like, I felt like you just like whacked life back in. You know what I mean? It was like, but allowed me to find it. And it was always, and this is why if you've listened and you work with me or whatever, I'm always like, I'm not doing shit. I'm going to hold space for you to do it. I'm going to kick your fucking ass, but you're going to do it because if you think I did it, and that was always your thing, like you did this, you're doing this, because there's many people that come into your office and don't get results, but it's not because you're not, the teacher's broken or the system's broken. It's like, are you fucking doing it, you know? And I remember she would never let us go without being like, all right, biggest lesson. Still till this day, 5 minutes ago, we just talked about biggest lesson for 2019, and we're like sharing.
Straight away, right? Yeah. It's like,
but
would
it's
you eat for
intentional.
Well, I love hacking into the truth. I'm not interested in foam conversations.
Yes.
I want to dive deep into the truth because that's where the treasure lies. And this fucking society now is too foamy. It's too foamy. It's too superficial. Instant coffee just isn't instant enough, as Matt Church would say. And we just too busy swiping up, down, left and right, disconnected from who we are.
Yeah.
So like it's time we went there and we went deep. And transformation doesn't have to be hard and difficult and traumatic. Definition is decisive. You can define transformation as liberating, and that will be your experience. However you define transformation, you'll create it. And so you both, independently and collectively, were hungry, were ready, we showed up, and you know, it's just a privilege for me. Not like the school of
Tanja. We're like, what's the next thing? Tell us all the things.
And you know, nothing, like honestly, it's a privilege to be your friend and your sister and the godmother to Raven, and also honestly, it's extraordinary just to see where the two of you are going now and the difference that you're making. And, you know, it's like you are Jasmine and what's this dude's name
Aladdin.
thank you. And the kids are a
the
Boo.
little monkey.
And the sisterhood is the magic carpet. And everyone's on this magical ride. And you guys are just making it up as you go.
And you are the genie. The sexy blue genie.
I do like the genie.
I do like the genie. I can rub ya and say, okay, here's my wish. How do we make this happen? Because time after time.
Yeah.
Even last year when I first started this, and I shared this before on the podcast or on IGTV, and I always talk about Tanja. Y'all know this is the Tanja that I always talk about, my first mentor. When I speak, my keynote that I did, I'm like, y'all know Tanja? There was like 4 of your old clients. I'm like, you know Tanja, be like, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah. Because literally, she helped us. And then Hamish told every single human he knows. And this woman was busy from just people going, you need to go see Tanja. That was like the hashtag, you need to go see Tanja. Like basically, you got some shit going on. What the fuck? And but it was because like literally you helped us so much to just see and understand that like everything we had went through has been happening
preparing
for you
for now.
And like you have a choice and you can do certain things or you cannot do certain things, and we were so eager, you know, and we always talk about the triangle we danced in another lifetime, of course we were supposed to be here, but like I don't know, it was just so amazing to see how much we were so eager and we wanted to do it so much, and she was just open, like, okay, Nick, whatever's coming in, okay, boom, that's coming, let's go there. And, that's what I was saying, I lost my little Gemini train of thought. Anyway, last year, when I was like, shit, what do? I don't want to go back to L'Oreal. I don't want to do this. I really want to do confidence. I want to do this thing. Can I do this thing? And went and had a coffee and sat with you and was like, can you give me the tick? You're my coach. Like, I don't want to go off and be irresponsible. And that's why when I talk about being responsible, like fuck, we had done so much work. It had been years, 5 years, 6 years. And you were like, fuck, of course you're going to help the people that you can help. Of course, let's do this, blah, blah, blah. And I went and like sat with her and was like, I don't know. Do you think I need to go do this? Blah, blah, blah. What do you think?
No.
And we got like and it meant the world to me to get like your approval, not in like parental approval, like I'm not good enough, but like responsibility approval. Do you think I know enough? Do you think I can help the people that I'm trying to help, which are different to the people that other people are trying to help?
I think that, and I know this is part of your message because I've seen it. I think healers, coaches, trainers, mentors, teachers, you have to enter this journey eyes wide open.
Yeah.
And you have to be conscious of not trying to subconsciously heal yourself through others.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of projection. There's a lot of avoidance of personal transformation and responsibility. And there's a lot of people that are actually in not very safe hands. But no question about you. You were clean.
Yeah.
You were clean. And it's about your energy being clean. Does it mean you're squeaky, clean and perfect? No, nobody wants perfect. They want imperfection, they want approachability, but they want someone that can hold space and has got a little toolkit of, cool, yeah, okay, so this is cognitive, this is physical, this is past, this is current, this is not yours, you know, and you know, you worked with me and then you entered the kaleidoscope of, you know, tasting different flavors. And man, if there's anyone that absorbs content and spits it out like R&Ds, it's you. You know, like it's great. It's great. You just that momentum.
And
it's inspiring.
This thing that you talked to us about as well was like, I know what I'm not, you know, and like as much as I used to be scared of being spiritual, I used to be scared. I had a big fear of like the dark, which I don't have anymore. I literally had that for like only until about 2 years ago. I was still scared of the dark and scared of like ghosts and shit like that. And my husband has really helped me not be. But also I think for me, I liked the practical side of you and that. And I loved your spiritual stuff. But for me, I was like, I don't think I'm going to do that. And still to this day, I'm like, I'm going to let Hamish do that or Angel do that or Tanja do that or whoever's doing Sharif doing that. And I really love the Cardi B mind. Like, yo, motherfuckers, what are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. I like the trash talk. I like the action. Like, pushing people, loving bitch slap, you know, and really like understanding that I think we just got to be responsible.
Yes.
And I stay in my lane. And it's not to say I can't hold space or be a spiritual healer or whatever, but it's not my shit. And it's like, could it be your shit? Yeah, but like if you try to do every fucking thing,
you dilute your energy.
Yeah, of course, you know. And so that was like my moment. And then when I came back and thought, fuck, we have no money, I can't enter this coaching business with no clients, no money. I was styling, and then I rang you. I remember in tears in that kitchen because we had no money. Yes. Being like, we can't buy fucking bread at Baker's Delight. Like, Baker's Delight bread is $4.50 in Australia. It's expensive in Australia, but that bread is the bomb. My mother's addicted to that bread. She comes here from America. She's like, Erika, that bread, you know? Can I take it with me? I'm like, no, that's weird. But anyway, I was fucked. We were like, what do? We had a second baby. We bought a fucking Tiguan Volkswagen that we should not have purchased. And we're paying rent on this place that was really high. And I remember calling you and being like, I am fucked. What the fuck are we going to do?
And this is where self-doubt kicks in because most of us, we are human doings, not human beings. And this is the orientation we're in. What do I need to do to have the man, have the woman, have the body, have the money, have the house, have the car, have the things, have the certification, the qualification, the left nipple, the right nipple, whatever it is. So then I can be happy and fulfilled. That is against universal law. That's against Mother Nature. That's a human doing, not human being. We still need to show up and do stuff. However, it's who you're being. And you're either being disempowered in what you believe your capabilities are or empowered and brave and courageous and whatever you define yourself to be, and then take the actions consistent with that. And you were being before that self-doubting and questioning. You had shifted that. Now you were being brave, however, dealing with the reality of what the fuck do I do here? I got to do something. And then questioning, how the fuck do I coach others if I can't buy $4.25 or $4.50 bread?
100%.
Who am I?
Yeah.
And we ask ourselves this. Even me, I ask myself all the time, who am I to do a TED Talk, write a book? I haven't healed my own cancer. I haven't lost a husband. I haven't gone in foster homes. I don't have Erica's story. I have my own story, but it's not as traumatic. So, it's that whole comparison. Am I, it's crazy. Well, we know how that question goes. Who am I not to be? Different folks for different... different strokes for different folks. But you were like, how the fuck do I coach anyone when I can't afford bread?
And then I was already like, should I go to school? I don't even know if I can do this. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Mind you, like, I don't know, we had spent $85,000 on credit cards, refinanced home loans. We had no money. We didn't have a wedding. We didn't buy a wedding ring. We spent money on
Didn't have a
retreats.
honeymoon.
We didn't have shit.
But you invested,
We invested in us,
yourselves.
which is it, man.
That's it.
We did. And it was like, and when we couldn't invest, you got creative and we found ways to do what we needed to do. Contra, fucking join things, do for free, whatever. But even then, I did Lisa for free. Shout out to Lisa.
Lisa.
When she was looking and Lisa messaged me like, I'm looking for something. I'm like, oh my God, I think what you're looking for.
I am your
I'm
something.
looking for that something too. And you know, that the humbleness of like, honestly, because the thing that you have really always taught me, and you haven't tried to teach me this just by you being this.
Thank you. That's the best teaching, I think.
In your, like, y'all don't know this. This was my creation, like this. And Tanja was always the person who gave the most fucks about people. Like, genuinely, you always do. You care so much about people. You're thoughtful as hell. Gifts, cards. She's the card-loving queen. And I need to get you a Christmas card. Fucking, you get the gifts over there.
You just gave me 3 gifts, honey.
The card. She's a card person.
I'm a card,
She
yeah.
hooks up the cards. That Beyonce card was so funny. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we get each other Beyonce cards because we love Beyonce. Shout out to Beyonce. And just the most thoughtful, caring, like, but clean. You guys, you know what I mean? When you meet someone, you're
No
like,
agenda.
There's no, and me and Hamish should always be like, fuck, she cares so much. Fuck, she loves us. Like, she loves her clients. She loves this work. Still to this day, I see you send people gifts, and I know you. Like, you're the thoughtful person, and not for anything else, but to just be a kind human. No matter what you went through this year, you're like, fucking give, love people up. And so it was
Thank
so,
you.
yeah, like you
Thank
really
you.
are. And it was so, it was the thing that I've taken and I still take, and I talk to the sisterhood women about it, and I'm hard about it, is the responsibility, right? Which you say, like, ability to respond, you know, and you said that to us, like the ability to take responsibility. Like, can you take action on this thing that is your thing? And if you can't take responsibility, you can't change it, you can't shift it. So I was really concerned about, can I hold space for the women? And obviously we attract usually who we are.
Yeah.
Coaches out there, if you're starting out, you're going to attract yourself, because if you've overcome it yourself, you can talk about it. I just don't think, not that you need to have sexual abuse to help someone with sexual abuse, but if you've got shame and you've conquered your shame and you've dealt with your shame, you can help another deal and conquer with their shame. But the shit that comes up in sessions is like, fuck, what are you going to do with that? If you haven't held that or studied that, or and that was what I was so concerned about the people.
Yeah.
And
Concerned about the people. And you don't want to. I've seen people do this irresponsibly. If you open people up and you don't close them off energetically, and they are tripping. I mean, I've seen people going to jump off balconies because they are open and no one knows how to close the floodgates.
Yes, and especially when you're working in the masses, and like, this is a whole nother podcast we haven't talked about, and it's not officially a cult, but Tanja and I were in something together, which was full on, and we learned lots about things to do and things not to do, and seeing people who were, like you said, affected, and the responsibility of when you're working in groups, and you know, like the sisterhood, or having an event, and you speak, I don't even know how many times a week, but this woman is on a plane speaking all the time, and it's like, being responsible with the energy of those people.
Well, this is the sign Oprah has on her fitting room door. Be responsible for the energy you bring into this space. When we relate to ourselves as a clearing, when we walk into a space, you have to ask yourself, you don't have to, I invite you to ask yourself, is my energy elevating or deflating? Am I igniting or defying? Like, what are you creating in your field, in your vortex? And you don't have to be on and illuminating and inspiring 24/7, because we've got to fill our own cup before we, illuminate others, for sure. But yeah, if you're not responsible about that stuff and you're popcorning people all over the place, that's what you were concerned about. And I think because your intention was pure, and you had Hamish there, and he had done some work, and his shamanic training, of course, and had learnt some stuff that I'd shared, and you attracted people that had the capacity to just be empathetic and present, it's cool. And wow, look at where you are now.
And it's so crazy too, because remember him saying, I was like this close to going to the school.
Yeah, you want, like, should I get a certification?
I'm gonna get a certification.
Okay.
And it's not like saying that sometimes you need a certification, right? You gotta know thyself, people out there. But it was like, you're only gonna attract people who you can help. And I was like, oh fuck. Like, it was a punch in the face, but I cried. It was like a beautiful, like, babe, you're only gonna attract the women that you can help. And if you attract them, you can help them. And if you can't, you're gonna say, I can't do that. You know? And it was like, holy shit. And then just what's happened from then until now, and always going back to my sister here, like always being like, listen, I'm here if you need this. Listen, what about this? Like, still we send each other podcasts or things, or check this out, or here's a source bottle, blah blah blah, do this thing. Like, just even when I had to create my job at L'Oreal, like, this doesn't,
you were broke, as you said, couldn't afford bread, and you're like, and this is again being on this theme of responsible. You had a fucking soul journey, a burning desire to be of service to humanity, particularly women. Yeah. And then you had the practicality of, I don't have a dollar, and I got to eat, and questioning what you should do. And you were like, I don't want to go and get a job. I need space to go do this. And I'm like, create a job. And you're like, what the fuck do you mean create a job? I said, you have so much value to add. And those that are listening, I promise you, if you are in a job and you feel stuck from a salary capacity and you feel like you've got no way to expand or grow anymore, that is you not owning your value. Your spirit is priceless. Your soul is priceless. There's no dollars or cents we can put on the heart of who you are. However, your skills, experience and knowledge and resources, you can put a price tag on that, but when you can communicate the value you can bring to something or someone else, that's when you become an entrepreneur. You did that. Like I said, create a role. You're like, what do you mean create a role? Work out the value that you can add and work out the value of what that would be and create it on your terms and pitch it to them. And you did.
And then we got that.
And I said, and go straight to the CEO. Yeah. And you were like, I can't fucking do that. And I remember the perturbation that was the confronting your fears, the insecurities that were up in your grill.
And that was like the third time you told me to do that, because I did it at the Hair House Warehouse. I did it at the first Matrix. No, so like we had this.
Yeah, we did, of course.
So always like I had my
but
go-to.
it was more important to you because you made the decision to start this business. Yeah. You had decided. Yeah. You were undecided. Now there was a why. Yeah. Your why was you had to survive like all of us.
Fucking baby. Baby.
And you had a calling.
It was great. And it was like, I was telling people, if you want to see the Confident Mama on YouTube, all the fucking behind the scenes, listening to Tanj, listening to Gary Vee, documenting it, having fucking paint on my glasses, doing coaching for free, then charging, and fucking shampoo and conditioner, Kerastase, yeah, you want some, okay, the hairspray, sure, like, hustling it and not shamefully. Like, I think we feel like we're supposed to only do this. We can't tell people we have a side job and that we have a job and we work retail and we're this. It's like, yes, this is the era where you do tell people that, because the reality is, as Brene Brown says, like, you know, like you have everything going on. You're great and you doubt yourself. You feel good and you feel shit. Like, when we don't express the shame parts and the parts of us that we don't own, and we pretend that it's all good in the hood on Instagram all the time and everything's perfect. It's like, fuck, Erica's always good and happy and says good morning all happily all the time. It's like, never doubts herself. And it's like, no, man, like, let's share all of it. And so
I think that's why your following is so big and so rapid and so fast, because you're transparent, you're vulnerable. Yeah. You're literally saying, guys, I'm in the kitchen and I can't afford fucking bread. Yeah. And now, wow, look, I mean, you just met with your accountant, you've just had the most amazing 4 months, right? Yeah. And so, and you're teaching and sharing and saying, if this bad bitch from Boston can do it, you can do it too. It's all your belief system. Yes. And the willingness to do the work. Like, do the work. What does that mean?
Yes, what does that mean? Good for them. Tell them.
Be the author, not the story. You are not the shit that's happened to you. You are what you decided as a result. So when you become super conscious of the beliefs and the stories and the opinions and the judgments and the assessments that do not make you feel good, stop pointing the finger out there and blaming everything and everyone in the past and the teachers and the kids that laughed at you and who bullied at you and who broke your heart and all of that jazz, because when we point the finger at others, there are three fingers pointing back at us called me, myself, and I. And when we blame and shame, we have no access to power. So, number one, How do you know if you're empowered or disempowered? You know by how you feel. Your body is your biggest broadcaster. You can tune into your body and it's either elevated and up and full of energy, or you feel like a body bag dragging your ass out of bed. That's a clear sign you need to do the work if you feel heavy, mentally or physically or emotionally, and spiritually unfulfilled. It's all comes down to you need to do the work to get the past out of your future, create a blank canvas so then you can be the author of your own story and create your own best-selling book or whatever that is for you. How do you do that? You join the sisterhood. You get the online modules. She hasn't paid me to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Or you jump on Melbourne and you fly from Adelaide or Perth or New Zealand, or you go to the New Zealand event. You know, like you just do what you do. And you do it in the bosom of a conscious community that are perfectly imperfect, consistent works in progress, just like us. And you do it with compassion, with kindness, with self-love. Because here's the lesson I got for myself recently. Because when we don't do the work and we're in our pain of not being good enough, which is our fundamental core belief, like the thing that unites you and me and all the listeners, Erica, is like your blood is red, my blood is red, okay? Like same deal, same juice flowing through our system. Here's what else I know. We share the same belief. I don't care whether it's 0.0000010% or 100%. We all believe we're not good enough. And we either seek validation, people please, don't fulfill our potential, say yes when we mean no, because we're trying to fill the void of disconnection and not being good enough. Yeah. Got to be responsible for that. And then got to start getting interested in loving thyself and being selfish. There's a difference between selfish and self-absorbed. Selfish means you give yourself the oxygen before other people on the plane, and you love thyself and relate to your responsibility is to fill thyself up with love, and you don't expect anybody else to be that missing piece of the jigsaw of happiness or sexiness or security or whatever.
Make you whole.
Be the full jigsaw puzzle before you play in the fucking toy box, and then go wild. And create Mr. Potato Man.
Mr. Potato Man.
I love Mr. Potato Man. And these are my angry eyes. Yeah. But that you do the work. Get the past out of the future. Create a clean canvas. Stop blaming others and what happened to you, and start being the author of your own story and consciously creating the future that is calling you to be the greatest version of you. That's the work. That's the work. Join the sisterhood.
Oh my gosh. Like, what do I say? There's nothing to say. Do the goddamn work, people.
Yeah.
This is, and really, it's just a testament to never thinking that you don't need support or help or mentorship, or there's always a next level of you, and there's always, something you can seek out. Not that you're missing or you're not whole or that you're broken, just to be that up-leveled self, that next step. And if you look around your world, you know what's fucked up and what needs attention, as you say, like a dashboard light, shit that needs attention, or shit that's an area, and we keep forgetting it and shoving it under, and you trip on the fucking skeleton every morning, and you're like, oh, I'll sort that out later,
and it matters.
It's gonna chase you.
Stop putting it aside and telling yourself it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're confirming you don't matter. You matter. But the matter is holding you back. Now what matters is connecting with the highest energy of you, and that's completing the past, creating a future. Be present, be kind, be compassionate, be real, be in the tribe, transform together.
Do the damn thing. I love you. We're going to have you on so much more. We need to talk all the things.
All the feels.
Can you see how I gave her my first child? I was like, here.
And I'm going to squeeze him very soon.
I know. We're going to have a party. I love you. Thank you for being who you are. And if you need to tune in every Monday, every Friday now on Instagramming it up. And all my ladies and the sister, they watch all of the things and they're like, I fucking love this. I got this. So tell the people where they can find you, hear about you, connect with you.
Well, I know your tribe is very much on Instagram. So just go to the Tanja Lee, TheTanjaLlee. That's it.
Hey.
Facebook and Instagram, and there I am.
She's there.
And I'm typically communicating to real estate and property peeps, but the message is the same for humanity. So don't worry if you don't wear a suit and sell houses, honey.
We can still hook you up. You can still learn some shit. Right. You can still learn some shit.
You're a human. I'm here for you.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you. My love, if you are enjoying this podcast, I want you to come over and check out the Sisterhood. It is my year-long coaching experience. I cannot tell you how amazing it is. We go into 6 main modules. I do live coaching calls with each and every one of the women in this group. We take this podcast, we take the inner work, all the books, all the guided, everything to a next level so that you can get some actual results in your freaking life. Head over to thequeenofconfidence.com, click on Sisterhood. You can join us in real life in Melbourne, or if you are anywhere else in the world, you can join us online. It is open now. I cannot wait to have you in the Sisterhood. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate your ears, your time, your energy, and your attention. Please do me a favor and head over to Apple iTunes, subscribe so that you don't miss an episode, share this episode with a sister who you know needs to hear it, and if you feel called to, leave me a review. I'd love to know what you think about the podcast. I'd love to know how this information is helping you change your world. Thank you so much for being here. I know that there are many podcasts you could listen to, and I really appreciate you listening to mine. Have a gorgeous week, honey.